You know, the suburban landscape is a tough place for a tree to grow. It has to fight for nutrients and resources. It has to fight for sunlight, limited growing room. It's a really tough place. But the worst problem is probably poor soil conditions. It wasn't always like this. Before development began, you had a situation where there was a natural habitat. There was plenty of organic matter, which fed microbes and fungi, which fed protozoa and springtail, which fed earthworms, which fed birds, and so on and so forth. That healthy soil food web created an environment where there was plenty of nutrients and plenty of aeration, which made for excellent growing conditions for trees. Unfortunately, with development, you have bulldozers scraping away earth to make way for construction. When that happens, you take away that top layer of soil where a lot of the life lives. In addition, you've got a situation where heavy machinery is driving over the soil that remains. So you've got compaction. It's limiting the air in the remaining soil. When construction is done, you've got a situation where the soil food web is dying and conditions are pretty difficult for a tree. So in order to begin fixing the soil food web, we've got to do a couple of things. The first thing we've got to do is we've got to get the tree some nutrients. We've got to get some organic matter into the ground, get some microbes into the ground, and provide some aeration. So we're going to do that with deep root fertilization. We use this wand to blast the fertilizer into the soil, so it does provide some aeration. When choosing your fertilizer product, choose a product that has no more than 10% nitrogen. Any more, and you run the risk of overstimulating growth. Don't overuse phosphorus. You could pollute the water table. Choose an all-natural product with low salt index. This will minimize the possibility of burning the tree's root system. But most importantly, choose a product that has organic matter and microbes. These are essential to rebuilding the soil food web. The next step is to introduce aeration into the soil. Everything that's alive, which is most of the soil food web and the tree's roots, they all need air in order to survive. The best way to do that is using an air tool. This tool uses high-speed air to turn the soil without damaging the tree's root system. It's very effective at getting air into the soil. But before we begin, let's put down some organic matter. Today, we're using Black Cow. It's a great product. My goal is to put a nice layer of this organic matter on top of the soil. And then once we go to do the aeration, we will turn this into the soil, which will introduce a lot of organic matter, which is very important for helping rebuild that soil food web. The third most important goal is rebuild the soil food web. Do this by introducing organic matter. Use fertilizers that have organic matter in the list of ingredients. Turn organic matter into the soil during aeration. Put rings of woodchips around your trees and shrubs. Let the leaves stay in place after they fall. Whatever you do, focus on building a healthy soil food web, because happy trees grow from healthy soils.